The love for music is deeply ingrained among all Goans. The sound of music sets our foot tapping spontaneously. Today, we see more and more youngsters taking to music as a hobby as well as a profession. We bring to you today a pretty young lady who is making sound waves in the field of music from Goa to Canada. Velrose Pereira from the island of Sant Stevão is a singer, actor, songwriter, and a trumpeter who has won the hearts of the young and the old, literally by blowing her trumpet. One can see the passion in her eyes when she's playing the trumpet. She's young, dedicated, and passionate about singing, acting, and music. Welcome to the studios of CCR TV, Velrose.
Thank you very much for having me.
We are also very happy to have you here because at short notice you agreed and accepted our invite to be here today. Nice of you, Velrose.
Thank you.
Despite your tight schedule, as I know, as you're for a short vacation to Goa. Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I couldn't say no to you.
Okay, Velrose.
Yeah.
Let's begin, and we'll talk briefly about your childhood because as far as I know, as a child you grew up in the Persian Gulf.
That's
Am
correct.
I right?
That's absolutely
Where
right.
was that?
I grew up in Muscat, Oman.
Okay. Oman.
I was actually brought up in Goa. I was born in Goa and I moved to Oman with my parents when I was 3.5. And then I did my studies there. Yeah.
In Oman.
Yeah.
Your parents were also there.
Yeah, my parents were there and my sister was born there then.
I see. Okay, then as you grew up, when did you actually fall in love with music and specifically Konkani music?
I have mentioned that in a couple of interviews where I did say, at that age of 7, I started with Doordarshan.
Doordarshan, were you in Goa that time?
No, I wasn't. I was with my parents, but I would come
Okay,
down
for a
every
holiday.
year. Yeah.
All right.
So June, July, na mi atali vacation ang.
Very nice.
And Dada Saddaz, he has always been performing for Doordarshan as long as I remember. And then when I was in Goa, actually prior to moving to Oman, I was in Goa till age 3.
Yeah, you said so. Yeah.
And then now Dada TV rupaitale.
Dada performing artist, theatrist.
Theatrist.
Am I right? Yeah.
Yes. And the funny thing is, every time the TV retalo, every time there was a new woman that would come sing with him. So I was so confused.
Okay. Who's this woman accompanying your papa?
They were performing artists.
Okay.
But I know, I didn't even know.
Right.
Then I saw the Shama exactly. Mommy Fiha, Mommy, when my mom doesn't sing or perform.
Okay.
So I think that's how the love for music was ingrained. But in Oman, I think it has a lot to do with the church. I started, when I was 4.5 and I was in Oman, I joined the children's choir of St. Peter and Paul Church. And then after that, I saw, children playing the keyboard. So I started with a keyboard.
I see.
As a lot of our little kids do. And then I started playing in church when I was about 11 years old. All day organ astale Cochin. And tinga Oman Ankirezata Muscat, there's only one church at major locations. So Soglo Lok tinga etalom. And we had almost for Easter, Christmas, we had 5,000 to 6,000 people.
I see.
And I think that's how I started building up my confidence.
And perhaps many among them were Goans. Am I right?
Yeah. No, not a lot, but we do have a good community of Goans.
So now, Velrose, from Oman, now where are you based?
I am currently based in Toronto, Canada right now.
You're based in Canada?
Yeah.
Since?
Since 2014.
And what exactly you're doing in Canada? Are you studying in Canada?
I finished my university degree.
Okay.
I actually majored in theatre studies and performance, and I minored in Portuguese studies and Brazilian.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. But of all the places, generally, I think more youngsters prefer to go somewhere to a university in Europe or something like that. How come you went to a distant, North America, Canada, from Oman, all the way to long distance from home, so to say?
Actually, I don't know if you'll believe.
You were focused on that particular course of study. So you chose that university, something like that.
It's funny because I think it had to do a lot with the theatre that I did the year before I went to Canada when I was 17. I was 16 and I acted for Prince Jacob. His theatre called Pap Tu Jain Prachit Moje. I did an autistic child.
I see.
And Maka Sapon Nalli Mukan acting karing jata and I just did it, you know. And I think that man really believed in me after my father. So I gained a lot of love and appreciation. Newspaper yung lagleo. And I think I enjoyed that attention.
Okay.
And I love performing. I always did. I always.
It's in your genes.
I guess so. I don't know, but maybe that's why. And also I'm music I used to play the keyboard, the baritone, trumpet.
I see.
So I used to play those instruments in school. And then that's when I realized, maybe this is something that I want to do. But to answer your question for Canada, I didn't know York University was in Canada because
okay.
I just applied to university and I got it. Yeah.
So now you're there. Besides that, you have also done some studies in theatre art, am I right? Or you are doing something like that?
I already finished.
You finished. Yeah. So, how difficult was it for you at a young age to migrate to Canada, new country, study there, maybe staying in a hostel? You have some extended family members or close people there?
I have no family. All my family is in Goa.
In Goa only.
It's funny because yesterday I went to meet Father Lawrence. He's from Santa Steve, and it was my first time meeting him at Pilar. And I don't think he knew I was from Santa Steve. He just knew this girl who plays a trumpet, Velrose. And when I met him, he told me that which I didn't know, that the people of Santa Steve were warriors.
Okay.
He said that when we want something, we go for it and we fight for it. And I think that's something that I now realize I have in me. So I've always been this girl who wanted to try new things. I'm poiling with your family in University Shingpak. And Pyros Park. So I think I'm very grateful to my father for that. Because he really supported me. But I deep down in my heart, I knew I wanted to do something.
So you're Papa's girl?
100%.
All daughters are, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Velrose, now, while you were in Canada, during a course of your study, were you missing Goa? Were you missing Goan music? Were you missing Goan lifestyle? Because at that very young age you went there, and when you had already stepped on the Goan theatre stage and things like that, shown your talent and, received a lot of compliments and, well wishes. Did you miss Goa then?
Tuka kida dista?
Maka dista, tuka dista tingode maka dista na जायत. Tiene sangler bare nahi.
Wait, 100% diet. Maka going to Ashin gaon na ning the feeling that I get when I'm in Goa, I'm so gaon.
Your roots are here.
My roots are here, and I feel belonged here. See, I was in Oman, grew up in Oman, went to Canada, live in Canada, but that feeling of this is home. This is my Ayamche Koi. Like
very nice.
I'm from here. This is my place.
I feel very happy and I'm so proud of you that a youngster like you who has seen the Western world, lived there, studied there, talks so proudly about your roots and your Goa.
You have to, because when a tree grows, it's as strong as its roots. If not, it falls apart.
Of course. Because the roots hold it in place. 100%. Am I right?
And I think one thing that I hope and I really pray that we have a lot of Goans who go abroad, but one thing that I really pray, and even in Canada, the US, one thing that I really hope is we Goinkar so the Goinkar porn, their songs I saw that's what makes it unique.
Yeah. Yes, because that's the place of your birth, Now,
Yeah.
you said from young you were playing music. You
Yeah.
started with the
Yeah.
keyboards and things like that. But actually speaking, at what age did you actually go for formal training in music? And what was the first instrument? Maybe keyboard, as you said. And then
Yeah.
later you shifted to trumpet.
Yeah.
When did you? Okay, let us keep that thing off the track. Let us come to trumpet. When did you shift from the other instrument to trumpet? Because trumpet is generally a man's domain. Am I
Yeah.
right? No,
Yeah, to some extent.
because you see very few youngsters, young
Yeah.
ladies like you going into blowing instrument.
Yeah.
What made you to choose trumpet as your passionate instrument?
Actually, I picked up trumpet in school. I was called Astana.
Okay.
I'm like brass pen and learning. I've always, like you said, Papa's
Mm.
girl. I've always, me and Dada have been so close. I mean, going at the negotiate with Italy every day together and all. So I've always, listened to him, and he's always come to me for advice. And even Mum was in the picture, but it's always been me and Dad. So one thing that Dad told me was, he said, "I want you to make me proud by picking up the trumpet."
How nice.
And I also knew that there was scope for
So
trumpet.
your dad was supportive of you at every step, perhaps.
Yeah,
Huh?
even when I took crazy decisions,
Like
going to Canada
oh, I see.
by myself at 17, he
Okay,
stood by
okay.
me. Yeah,
But
my
then,
mom was standing by me, but she
if
was
you are focused,
nervous. Yeah,
you can fulfill your dream. No?
100%.
You should be focused.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that is more important.
Very
And
important.
of course, work towards fulfilling that dream.
Yeah, yeah. 100%.
Okay, now coming back to trumpet, can you share with our viewers, Velrose? You are now so popular in Goa, beyond Goa, and you are a celebrity, as far as the Konkani music stage is concerned and beyond that. What is the chemistry that you share with the trumpet and you?
तुका स्वत सांगचे म्हणल्यार I have a
होय,
long...
स्वतःच सांगता येतील म्हाका. Okay.
I think how can I English version chinta to tell you the
Dana,
truth.
no problem, no problem, no issue.
But I think म्हाका खूप शिंकपाचें आहा न्ही ट्रम्पेटान.
आनीक खूपच.
होय होय आनीक खूप वाट आहा म्हाका because I'm just backtracking from your question actually because
No
I
problem.
want to
You go ahead.
I want to
Feel free.
acknowledge one of these individuals in Goa. His name is Senan
Mm-hmm.
D'Souza. I believe he's D'Souza.
Yeah, Senan, yeah.
Yeah, and he's a really good trumpeter and very humble guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, genuinely a very humble guy and caring guy. And I think I've seen the love that he has for his trumpet. आम्ही जेन्ना शो कोत्ताली पळय ती आतां 2 शो हॉलिडेज जाला म्हजे पळय ते तालिगांव आनी ओल्लिम apart from the other
This
shows
season,
that I did.
yeah.
Yes. And for Olim I saw to and even Sammy and all Norman. They soka येयल्ले पळय ते Norman, he went home because he lives close by because we had rehearsals at Olim. But to Sammy, they stayed throughout the day. And then तेंचो इतलो गाम येता, like they just इतले गोरमेन, but they still play. Dedication. ओरांची वरां वाजयता पळय ते. And I think that's something that हांव शिंकता तेंचे पळोवन. म्हाका मोग हा ट्रम्पेटाचो definitely, but I get to learn a lot from these artists. कित्याक it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. Like गोरमेन वाजोवंक आनी इतली वरां. हांव एक कांतार वाजयता हांव इतले tired जाता. Not because I'm a girl or anything. See,
no, that is not the
that is not
question,
there. But something that I'm realizing now is how much effort you need to put in. I have done my hard work. I'm not taking that away from me. But on the amount of extra hard work I need to do. So I might be considered a celebrity, whatever it is. See, for me, that is just a word because they doklin gyon botler, you'll stop.
I know.
That life your learning will stop.
Come to a standstill.
And this fame and all, yes. Ata I always on that test now swapna chintale kon major ek photograph kattalo, autograph detalo, and I never like I would just dream as a little girl, but ata they it's
a reality.
And even I'll show up with it and dakti chodwa eta ni they'll be like autograph give. It's
how do you feel then? How do you feel?
I feel humbled, it's unexplainable, but the acknowledgement is for these people, definitely.
Velrose, can you recall, like, which is the first performance you actually gave at a professional level with the trumpet on stage?
Professional level definitely was in Canada.
In Canada?
Yeah, actually, no. Canada, but I I came one of the in Muscat's Got Talent would Muscat Festival Got Talent
Okay.
and I was 15 years old. I was very basic at the trumpet. I came in the top 10. I was surprised but I did come, and I think that was on the professional stages because Omani, I saw Omanis appreciate me, and I don't know, in the Gulf where you are, you feel to another level when you have the locals compliment you.
Complimenting
you. Yeah, it was Oman.
So perhaps that was the turning point for you to work little more harder and go beyond that. Was it?
No, I think the turning point was when I was in Canada.
Okay.
And I just picked up the trumpet again from nowhere. And I think the main turning point was when I got criticized a lot by a few people. And I think then it was like a challenge. So that was the turning point. I see. Yeah.
So that little criticism that you got, negative criticism, inspired you to work hard and do better. Am I right?
100%.
So that's the turning point of your. Great. And I really appreciate your sincerity in telling so. That you were also criticized that part of the.
I still am.
It's all part of any profession. And that's when you bring your best out.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, 100%. And I don't.
So what is the difference you generally find when you have performed in Goa and when you performed maybe in Canada or maybe in Muscat? Is there any difference, whether it's the audience or the response or something like that? Have you noticed it?
Yeah, when I perform in Canada, I perform different shows in Canada and audiences are different. In Goa, what happens is performing for, I don't know, I just feel very home here when I perform. The thought process. When I'm in Canada, I feel like sometimes when you go abroad, yes, to be yourself, but also to I think in terms of like the locals as well. So when I do perform there, it's a little bit more proper,
I see. Yeah.
But Goya, I can just be myself. I don't have to be that proper girl. And
I get you.
Yeah.
It means you are more relaxed, so to say, because this is your home
Susegad.
ground. Not exactly Susegad, but that maybe the stress level, that this thing is much lesser when you're performing before a home crowd like that.
Yeah. Susegad in the sense, I can speak Konkani in a way where Tamdi wasn't earlier
Amsagaon, exactly. And that's the way forward.
Yeah, 100%.
Now that you said you had done a role in Prince Jacob's Theatre when you were a youngster, a young girl. But say tomorrow, तुझको तो फले एक बड़ी offer आईली, एक lead role दियून in a Konkani theatre and adjusting to your schedule, holiday schedule, so whatever you may say. Will you accept it?
If it is a very good script,
okay,
the role should be very challenging. I think if it makes me nervous, then definitely yes, I will do it.
Okay. Yeah. So you mean to say if it makes you nervous, you said you'll accept it.
Yeah, because
so in other words, that butterflies in the stomach should be there. That feeling.
100%. That's when you know it's challenging. That's when you question yourself.
Yes, and you give your best.
Yes, because you put in that effort. For that even autistic child that I did, I was questioning my own self. Makarachi jam pornali.
I see.
So, yeah.
But that all these things brought out the best in you.
100%.
Am I right?
Yeah.
So maka ek sang Velrose, तू मस्कट असले मस्कट वाडली मागीर तू कॅनडा गेली तुजी कोंकणी अजून बरी आसा हांवें थोडें पळयलां एक फावट तूं एरोपाक गेले म्हणटच आमची गोंयकारां थोडी मागीर कोंकणाची मातशी दुसरे भाशेन जाता तूं कॅनडाक कोंकणी कोणा कडेन उलयताय आहा तुका स्कोप ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी आसता केन्नाय गोंयकार मेवतात आनी तुमी कोंकणी उलयतात
गोंयकार आहा कॅनडाक बट सम ऑफ देम
आहात पूण तुका
वय चडशी गोंयकार आहा पळय ती कॅनडाक they are from Africa, different parts of Africa. The African Goans who migrated to Canada.
Yes,
and some of them don't know the language, don't know Manchimai Bas, but I do see that they make an effort. Maka kon na chod, to be honest.
Ulopak.
Oy, punun
conversation korpak tuka kon meona konkani bhasha.
Punun now maming.
Jenna tu maming phone kota hai, daddy phone kota hai, then hunchi bas use kota hai.
Portuguese, I'm just joking. I'm maming almost tisak 5 sala da party phone kotta. ती
Ah.
म्हजेर बेजार जाता हांव इतले
कोण ना
फाटी
जाल्यार?
करता.
Ah?
ना कोत्ता इतल्या
कोत्ता
फाटी
म्हणून.
म्हणून.
That's
I'm a
like
very
a good.
unique child that
That's
way.
like a good girl, I think. No?
Yeah, but दाडा बेजार जाता. एक पाटी केलो पुरो म्हणटा पण तेंचे बरोबर उलयता कोंकणी.
Very good. देखून तुझी कोंकणी आयजपासून
वय वय.
बरी
आनी ती
आनी
प्रॅक्टीस करूंक जाय कोणाकूय
फ्लुएन्सी आहा तुजी कोंकणी.
वय वय.
आतां तुजी संगीत मळार फुडली येवजण कितें? What are your future plans?
I want to continue in performing.
Okay.
थोडी बोर कांतारां हांवें बरयल्या. चडशी हांवें
इंग्लिशीन एक कोंकणीन?
कोंकणीन.
कोंकणी?
इंग्लिशीन हा पूण nothing that has clicked to me.
Okay.
कोंकणीन बरयलां हांवें पूण केन्नाय तांबडी वयता कोंकणी म्हजी. आनीक nothing has already stayed with me. So पळोवया आतां. I'm very spontaneous. So if I feel something really, ardently that I really feel and I believe in that song, I'll put it out.
You'll put it out.
Yeah.
Other besides music and acting and singing, what are the other hobbies that you have, Velrose? And do you have time for that?
I love football. I'm football shopper.
You love football.
Yeah.
Have you played football in Canada, or are you playing? Are you part of any team there?
Not in Canada, but I'm Galpa Kalitenna. You know what? Actually, this might sound like boasting, but I will say it because I'm proud of myself for that. I want to click chodu ahle. I'm just call ahle Indian school Vadi Kabir Manu Mascot. Asuni has call. And then I'm just girls football team na lead. I'm chedan chora shot ale, but थोडे चेडे आमी धाकटे आसले तेन्ना फिफ्थाक कितें what are you playing with us आनी दिन आहले म्हाका शॉपाक सो आनीक चेडो आहले मोनिशा म्हणून आमी गेली प्रिंसिपली कोणाक सांगली कित्याक आमची गर्ल्स फुटबॉल टीम ना and after Chris questioning we finally managed to have a girls football team.
So
and we went for nationals.
I see.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to know that you are also passionate about football.
Yeah.
Now, Velrose, coming back to music, how many actual music albums have you done till date? Audio as well as video albums.
Maka sanchan ugadasna.
Ugadasna.
I don't keep account.
Don't keep a track.
Recently, I think one of the videos that kind of did well was the one that we had done with producer Fabian J. Da Costa Manfa.
Okay.
And it was with Lorna.
I see.
I did that with Lorna. It was a video that I did, and I think that was her first video in Konkani that she did, if I'm not mistaken. It was almost 7-8 years ago. Maybe on Canada ko song nahle pasun na, and it just came up now on YouTube.
I see. Okay.
So I'm but I don't keep a track.
Okay, Velrose, if not for music, if not for singing, if not for acting, which other profession perhaps you would have embraced?
Not football because I was a striker, but माझे सगळे बॉल गोलाच्या बाहेर सदांच वयताले आनी मागीर टिचरीची गाय आयकताले हांव कोचाच्यो. So not football, definitely not football. I was a very bad footballer. I would say being a police woman.
Okay.
Because
very nice.
Like I mentioned.
No, this is a profession that needs, courage.
Yes.
Am I right?
I have a lot of that.
You have.
I do.
It shows.
Yeah, I do. I think at a certain
nice
point,
profession you had in case you were not a full-time professional in music and acting.
100%.
Huh?
100%.
Yeah, a profession of respect and repute, I should say.
Yes.
Am I right?
100%.
Very nice, very nice. Velrose.
Yeah.
Who actually is your role model in all this your journey to this level of celebrity status?
I see this at every interview, but I'll add an extra person today.
Okay.
Because that person deserves that acknowledgement that I feel like I've always given to the other person more. It definitely is my father, but it's also my mother. Because dad has been definitely a big supporter. He's fought for me. He's when I had crazy decisions that I took, he said, Pukor, I believe in you. I've taught you well, go forward for it. When I made mistakes in life, I went to him crying and he said, you know what, move on. That's okay. It happens in life. But even my mother, because she's really been there, like behind the cameras in a way.
Yeah.
But she's really been a very big support to me she's sacrificed a lot for me, including her whole career, actually.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, my mother.
Today, your parents must be very proud of you, no? Am I right?
They don't tell me very often. I don't know why, because I guess they feel like it's going to get to my head. So they do tell me they're proud
Yes.
every now and then, but
Mm.
my dad keeps me very humbled by the criticism he gives me.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he's very practical. So every time I make a mistake on stage, "Tonka sawda si
He's
mistake
there
hai
to
sangta." Yeah,
correct you.
correct you.
Yeah, there has to be
Yeah,
somebody who will, tell you in a nice manner.
100%.
And you have to be open to that
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that you correct your little
yeah,
flaws here and there.
yeah. And that's how you know that you have a lot to
Yeah,
go and learn.
now that you are in Canada,
Yeah,
it's a different world altogether.
yeah,
A highly advanced country, and we are in India, Goa, and
yeah.
things like that. One fine day, you feel like, when things work out to your plans and your dreams are getting, crystallizing clearly,
Yeah.
and you want to settle down in Canada. Will you forget Goan Konkani music, or forget everything about it, or will you still continue with it?
Like I said a little bit earlier today, a tree, you need to be strong to your roots. That's when the tree becomes stronger. So I think for me, these roots, Goa is very important part of my life. If I
Okay.
lose Goa, I'll fall. So no, no, I
So
won't.
what is it you've been from the beginning? You've been talking about roots, roots, roots. What is it that keeps you grounded to your Goan roots?
Konkani my bus.
Konkani my bus.
Right.
Very nice,
Thank you.
Velrose. Very nice, very nice. It's
Thank
nice
you.
to hear from a youth like you that it's your language. Konkani my bus
Where?
keeps you grounded to
100%.
your to your place and to your values and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Exactly 5 to 7 years from now, where do you see yourself, Velrose?
I hope I'm alive. I'm just joking. 5 to 7 years from now, definitely, I really pray to God that I can be a full-time performing artist. Um, someone who is known as the Goan trumpeter.
Okay.
I want to be able to say I'm a Goan performing artist all across the world and to travel the world because of my music.
Okay, so that's your final goal, am I right?
Yes,
Final goal.
100%.
One focus on one thing. That's
And
it.
for the Goans to be proud of me.
Exactly. Now, how many hours of practice do you do with your trumpet
It depends.
daily?
It depends, to be honest. Canada Astatenna, I try to do 2 hours, sometimes 1 hour
Okay,
when I cannot. Um, then the longest I do is 4 to 5 hours.
in a day.
Yeah.
Okay, the final question, Velrose, to you
Yeah.
today is: we have a lot of youth watching our programs on CCR TV channel,
Yeah.
and surely when they know it's Velrose, what's your message for them, especially to the Goan youth?
I
And those who love music, specifically.
Yeah, 100%. I did mention this in my previous interview as well, but know who you are as a person. Be very grounded. When I say grounded, as in um, follow your ethics. Ethics is very important. Discipline is very, very important in life. Kide kottai, have the discipline, follow, and don't feel anything is impossible. Every dream is worth dreaming of, because when you put in your hard work and your effort, despite the financial, um, barriers, despite anything, if you have a dream, go after it. But there are best songs I think Konkani cannot be nakat, because this is our identity. Tumi fui waso sosarak. It's very important that you stay connected to Goa, because this is home. The more you go away from Goa to Gokotole, if you're in Goa, you will understand that the feeling you get in Goa, you won't get it anywhere else. And I'm sure every other person who comes from their home country or wherever they were born and brought up, they will understand that. So stay true to your roots. Respect everybody, and have a lot of peace. And how you get that peace is through respecting people and loving your people around you, and know that when you leave this world, you should be remembered for not what you did, but who you are as a person. That's all.
That was fantastic to hear from you, Velrose.
Thank
A
you.
lovely answer to my question. And
Thank you.
you're so well grounded. And you said if you have a dream, follow your dream. Am I right?
Yeah,
And don't forget your mind bus.
100%. As cliche as it sounds, follow your dream, but
I'm
follow your
sure
dream.
all those who are hearing you and watching you today are proud of you, and
Thank
more
you.
because you're so grounded to your roots, and you're passionate about not only about music, and you're passionate about your
Goan culture.
Goan culture and the language,
Yeah.
Konkani. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
Velrose,
having
it
me.
was pleasure having you
It was a
here.
pleasure having you, and I hope you invite me to Vasco someday.
Of course, anytime. So that was Velrose for you. She has spoken from her heart, straight from her heart. And that is what it is. She says, follow your dream. And above all, don't forget your mother tongue, Konkani, my bus. Thank you.